this effing role is mine. Like everyone,
You're like, the power of Ariana Grande will get me through this.
Beyond. I was like, I'm so sorry to all of you. Like, I'm taking this.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Off to Broadway, the podcast where we deep dive into anything and everything musical theater. I'm Tara.
I'm Stefania.
Is this our most exciting episode of the year? I think it is. We have not one, but two guests from the Toronto production of one of our favorite shows. You might know them both from the pre-Broadway run of & Juliet right here in Toronto, or from the original Broadway cast of & Juliet.
And you might know one of them from his previous two appearances on this very podcast. From Toronto's all-Canadian production of & Juliet, please welcome Matt Raffy and Brandon Antonio.
Hello!
Hi!
Yay!
Thanks so much for being here and taking time out of, your busy rehearsal schedule. We know that today is a bit of a day off with some rehearsals, but how are rehearsals going?
They're good.
Rehearsals are going.
They're going. We just actually finished. We wrapped up in the studio yesterday or the day before. And so now we're slowly sort of moving into the theater and starting tech soon, which is very exciting. And I can't believe we're here again.
I know it's time to put all of the bells and whistles into the show, which is always the most exciting part, right? And the rehearsals flew by. I mean, we've done the show before, of course, but it just we moved at such a fast pace, and everyone is absolutely killing it. It's going to be so good.
Mm-hmm.
We're very excited. Before we get into & Juliet, we always start our interview episodes the same way. Brandon, we've asked you, but we're going to ask you this again. So for both of you, what is your first memory of theater? Matt, we can start with you.
Oh my God, like theater, like in general?
Yeah.
Oh, I was in this I was in grade 3 and I was in this play that like the school wrote, and then we were taking a plane to some planet or something, and I was a very nervous flyer and I didn't tell anyone, but I made a choice to put napkins in my pocket and like have that be a bit. And I was
third grade.
Yeah, and I literally was like, I'm going rogue, and I didn't tell anyone, and I wanted to just like do something on stage that was like cuckoo, and then anyway, so that's like taking a chance. Like that was my first sort of theater memory. And before that, I think I played a tree, like a magic tree, and I was sad because I didn't get the main part famously. And and anyway, my mom made me feel better because I was the reason why the prince met the princess, because I blew wind in her ear for her to turn around, and then she was like, "Well, without you, the story doesn't make sense." So.
Yeah, that's a pretty pivotal part, I would say.
No small roles.
Thank you. So, Tree and Nervous Flyer, my hit, my hit roles. Yeah.
And Brandon,
first memory of theater. I think the first show I ever saw was a production of Cinderella here in Toronto at the Elgin Theatre. I remember that specifically. And thinking back, I think it was probably a panto, because they've done, the pantos for so many years. And I remember it was during winter. And I just remember being like flabbergasted by like the quick change. Like Cinderella went like behind the carriage, and then she had the dress, and I was like, how did that happen? And then, first memory of like musical theater was that, and also the famous Brandy and Whitney Houston Cinderella. I remember watching that on VHS as a kid, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Iconic.
So good.
Yes. I love it. Okay, let's start laying out the timeline for & Juliet. Let's go all the way back. Can you take us back to your original auditions? We became aware of & Juliet from the West End run, and then were so excited when it was announced it was coming to Toronto. What was your knowledge of & Juliet before stepping into the audition?
I'm not a huge I'm not a big musical theater nerd, so I don't go out like on on my day-to-day life, like I don't Google really like Broadway or like what's the
Wow, what's that
latest.
like? What's that like,
I know.
Matt?
It's not like what, so I don't really go and search for like what's the latest cool show, whatever. Like if
Mm.
I hear like I hear of it from other people. That's like
Mhm, mhm.
most of the time how I hear about these things. And I one of my friends kind of mentioned this show in the West End and the role of May. Like I just remember talking about it and I think around that time also um there were rumors about this audition coming up to Toronto specifically. And this was like 2020,
Yeah.
right before everything kind
Yes.
of like shut down. So that was like the first sort of time I heard about it, but I also kind of really got like dug deep on the internet and was like trying to find as much information as I could and like found like bootlegs or whatever. Like I was like, what is this? Like, and obviously I like discovered like the role of May and I was like, oh my God, like I didn't even know they wrote roles like this specifically, like in this sort of story, in this sort of kind of musical with this music. Like it just felt like a fever dream. I was like, "How is this a real show?" And like I'm obsessed. Like where has this been my whole life? So I was very
Mhm.
excited, um, and then the world shut down. So then by the time the audition sort of came back again, um, I had so much more time to kind of like really prepare and like research and figure out what the show was really about. And because it was like a year or a year and a half later, they were sort of like sending out, again the audition process or whatever to start again. So um that was my first sort of discovery of the show. Yeah, it was through that.
I
Did I answer your question? I don't know.
Yeah. I
Okay,
was gonna
okay.
say I had forgotten that they had announced it like
Yeah.
for 2020, and then obviously
Mhm.
that didn't happen. And then when it
Yeah.
came back around, I think it was much clearer as like a pre-Broadway versus like
Mhm.
North American
Yeah.
premiere, like
Premiere.
the second
It
time around.
And
But
it was still, like, not it was, like, for sure a
not
Toronto run and, like, a
mm,
maybe going to
maybe
Broadway
Broadway.
depending on how we do. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was my first sort of
Those are first.
thing.
Brandon, what did you know about Anne Juliet before kind
I mean, I was in such a similar boat.
of
Again, I'm not
feel
a
like
So just
Broadway.
us then, I guess.
No,
feel
no,
like
no. It's like
feel like
it's so
called
funny.
out a
Like we talk
little.
about this all the time. How like this is like what we do, and like we've worked in this industry for so long. But it's
Yeah.
like it's not my like the
Life.
thing
Yeah.
I obsess over. But I
Mhm.
love performing it. Yeah, I remember hearing about it again, like through like social media. I think I
Mhm,
was like on Instagram, and people post when like the new upcoming Mervish season is announced.
mhm,
um and I was just scrolling and I saw this show and I was like, oh, it's a very like flashy poster. Like I wonder what this show is. And I
Mhm.
think it said like it might have said like Toronto cast or like some like North American thing, like or like hiring Canadians. I don't know, something like that.
mhm.
But then I started to look into it, same as Matt, and I was like, wait, you mean to tell me that all the music that I grew up listening to and that I love and still listen to is all a part of this show? I
Mhm.
was like, this is
Mhm.
crazy. There's no way
Yeah.
this is happening.
Mhm.
And then I started looking into it too. Started looking at the different characters. Um, and I think maybe like 2 days later is like when my agent like sent me an email saying like, hey, they're coming to do auditions. Would you be interested in auditioning for any specific roles? Blah blah blah. And I don't know about you, Matt, but I actually had like an audition time set,
Mhm, mhm,
right? But
mhm,
then obviously the word of COVID was like going around, and because the
mhm,
team was from the West End, I remember,
Right.
yeah, I was like, I got a call and they were like, hey, they're actually putting off the auditions
mhm,
because we can't really travel right now and like stuff is kind of up in the air.
mhm,
Um, yeah, that was my first like
Mm.
moment of knowing what this show was about, and of course it was upsetting. And I thought initially I was like, oh,
It's never
who
coming
knows what
back.
who knows what's happening to the world. Like it's probably they'll probably do a pre-Broadway thing in the States, or just make it
Mm-hmm.
easier.
Yeah.
But then they announced they were coming back, and then I was like, oh no, okay, it's go time.
Yeah.
For
Who
sure.
did you originally originally audition for a specific character, and what did you sing in that audition? Did they make you guys sing from, the selection of music that's in there, or was it bring a pop song to the room?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Brendan, like the first, like in 2020, like we had they sent the material,
Like a
which was
packet.
like all the stuff for May, specifically for me.
Mm.
Mhm.
And it was like the songs from the show, like Kiss a Girl, I'm Not a Girl, and What Do You Want From Me, and the scenes that May is in. And on top of that, it was like prepare, just like in case, like have like a pop song in the style of the show.
Mm.
Ready for the like original like appointment, like at the audition. And then once that was canceled, when they came back, it was like, let's send tapes like before the
Mm.
team.
Right.
Like I was happy that the team was actually coming to Toronto, but they were like, before that we want like tapes so we know like we can already kind of like save time and figure out who's
Mhm.
who and who's right for the roles. So then that was sort of like putting all of that on tape, which was like originally what they asked for, and
Wow.
then we were asked to sort of come in the room for like a callback or whatever, like invited callback, I
Yeah.
guess.
Mm.
And then it
Brandon,
was like
similar?
rounds and rounds.
Yeah, similar. I think initially they actually asked. I mean, I didn't at this time. I didn't really know anything about the role of Francois because obviously, he's a new character introduced in the show.
Yeah.
But my agent was like, "Okay, we'll send you out for Romeo," and then they were like, "Also, would you be interested in auditioning for May?" And I was like, "Hold on, like just let me like research." And I
Yeah.
looked into it, and then obviously found out, who the character was, what their story is, and then I was like, it's not my story to tell. It sounds like a beautiful role, and sounds like a beautiful, journey of discovery that they go on. But I was like, that's not me. It's not my story. That should go to someone who can identify with that. So yeah, I was initially sent out for Romeo, and I did, my tape for Romeo, and that's who I auditioned for initially. And then they were like, when I was in the room and did that, they were like, that's great, but we also think that there's maybe something here for another character, which was Francois. And then they sent me the material, and then wanted me to come back in like 2 days just to
Good.
Yeah. read for it and sing for it, which I was like, thank you for giving me time. Love that.
Yeah.
But I was really thankful for that because it allowed me to kind of discover this new character and almost step outside of a box that I was like kind of put into, I guess, with just auditioning for Romeo. But they're both great roles, and I'm glad that I had the chance to do both and show them that I was capable of both.
It's so interesting, like hearing you both say that, like this was just a North American premiere, because like us doing so much research, as soon as Betsy Wolfe and Stark Sands and Paulo Sazat were announced in this cast, we're like, guys, this is pre-Broadway. Like there's no way that this is just a random Toronto North American premiere. So when did Broadway kind of like enter the conversation once you were in the Toronto production?
We kind of actually spoke about this like 2 days ago to someone else. When we were after the whole audition process, like we had different sort of experiences with it. Which is we could tell we could get
please
into that
finish this,
too.
and then we'll go back to that.
Yeah, because even that is like a journey on itself. But when at the end of it, like when I was I was told I got the part through a Zoom call with Luke, the director, and the casting director. And when they offered me the part of Gregory and like covering May, and I was like, oh my god, like I'm so excited. And then in that sort of offer, they also made it clear to be like, by the way, like if we do end up to go to New York, you're agreeing to do both casts and to do the Toronto and the New York version. Like we don't like
Mm,
they didn't want to go through this again because the
right.
show is
Right.
really hard to cast. Like it's like a Tetris. Like it's
Mm,
very specific who they need and what they need and what that person needs to be able to do in the show.
yeah.
For every track. So anyway, so then we were sort of oh, well, Brendan would tell you, but I
Mhm.
was sort of told like that at the time, but it wasn't official yet. But they were like, if we do it, like you're agreeing and you're signing up for both. And I was like, well, yeah. Um,
Let me think
so
about that for a
yeah, I
second.
was like,
Yeah.
like screaming and crying. But anyway, so then later on, cut to
Mhm.
we do the whole rehearsal process before Toronto in New York for a month, and then we fly back here, and we're starting tech in Toronto. And during tech,
Mhm.
um, we were told that we were coming to Broadway, and it was
Wow.
like the Sets probe, or I think,
Mm.
and I think it was Brendan's
It
birthday.
was.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
Wow.
so early because that announcement did not come for
I know, I
a
don't feel like we
while,
knew
like
that.
publicly. Yeah.
It was Sits Probe Day in Toronto, and then the one of the producers and like told
Told you
us that
guys.
we were going to Broadway because I remember they said it would either be fall of 22 or spring of 23.
Mhm.
Mm.
It was either one of those, depending on like
Theater
theater
availability.
vacancy
Yeah.
and whatnot. Um,
Money.
but yeah, exactly. But it
Mm.
was crazy.
Hey,
No, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say from like our perspective, I'm just, thinking back, we went to the first preview in Toronto,
Yeah,
and because we were
We were
so pumped
obsessed
for
with,
this
but we were
show,
also obsessed with the cast recording like for
we knew the
months
cast
in advance
album,
of that. Yeah.
so we were excited. So we went to the first preview, and I feel like it was really a word of mouth hit because we got tickets so easily, and like the back of the orchestra was like empty that
yeah,
first night. But
Mhm.
then by the end of the run, you couldn't get a ticket. So it was like it built so much while
It
it
was
was
yeah,
here.
our word of mouth,
It
Steph.
was
What are you
us. We
saying?
were,
right.
We
Thank
were
you.
pushing this show to
yeah, it was us.
everybody.
I
Like we
mean,
were
it
so
was
obsessed.
wild.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
even felt that, like being on
yeah.
stage. We were the first, few weeks. We were like, oh, it's like it's a little wee bit empty. I mean, the
Mm,
Princess of Wales is huge,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? But we were like, wow, there's a lot of free seats here. And then
mm,
the last half of the run in Toronto was like unbelievable. It was just like there was
They
probably I think there was standing room
they
probably.
stopped selling
mm,
rush tickets. That's how sold out it was. Like it was
yeah.
crazy. It
Amazing.
was also, I mean, it was a time when the rush prices really changed, which
Right.
we won't
Yes.
speak about that. But yeah, they like jumped from $39 to $79.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I saw it 4 times in Toronto. Steph, you
Yeah,
saw
I
it
saw
three
like
times
three
in
times.
Toronto. Like we went back to New York to see it. We are ready to see it every month going forward from now on. So
It's like our
like
monthly pilgrimage to Anne Juliet. Like
it's just
we're
like, yeah, we love it. But Brandon, was it different? Your story of like to New York a little different or same?
What was the question again? Sorry.
It was you guys said that you had like a different
you
audition
guys had different
experience.
experiences getting cast. We want to
Oh,
hear
Yeah,
the
I think
stories. You
just
guys,
like
you keep teasing it.
it
yeah, yeah.
was well, I mean, like Matt said, it was a lengthy process, and it
Yeah.
always is for this
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
because of like the ins and outs and like how it is such a big puzzle piece, especially with um the like the players, the ensemble, and the
Mhm.
coverage,
Yeah.
because so much has to do with like obviously your ability to dance. Um, all of the characters are so different, and a lot of the ensemble, you're covering more than one part,
Mhm.
so it takes a long time to cast the show. Mine was different, just like in like the time, I
Mhm.
guess. I did the audition here in Toronto, and then for all of us, I think there was like months that went by without hearing anything, and then they asked some of us to like record a dance. They like sent us a dance to learn, and then at that point, I was like, oh, okay, like they're looking for coverage for sure. They're looking for
Mhm.
for ensemble and understudies.
Mhm.
And then I got asked to fly to New York for the final callback to dance and also do Romeo and Frankie.
Mhm.
And I was working full time at this point, and I was like, oh, I don't think I can do it. And it was like in the middle of the week, and I almost didn't go,
Wow.
but
Crazy.
it took some convincing. But I was like, you know what, whatever. I'm just gonna call in sick. So I called in sick for 2 days, and then I flew to New York. This was like a crazy for me because I'm usually like so like I'm like a goody good, you know.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And it was one of those moments where like you like left the audition room being like, no, like that's mine.
Mhm.
That was like I killed that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's like I'm like I know, and I felt so good about it. And like I'm like not a dancer. I can say now, having done the show on Broadway, I'm like, okay, like I can dance.
I was gonna say there's like the choreography in this show
right?
is
like both of us, like both
Yeah.
of us, me and
Yeah.
Matt, like, we can dance, you know, like might not be like our number one, but we can do it.
The dancing is
and
great.
I think like something just took over my body in that dance call because we did the whole breakdown of Problem.
I was about to
It's gonna
say.
be
Learn
Yeah.
like that's the hardest
like,
in my
from,
mind.
from
Dance.
this all
Yeah.
the way to the end.
To the end, yeah.
Like
Oh, wow.
it was such a long dance call. I remember being like, okay, like this is the final count. Oh no,
Wow.
there's more. Oh wait,
No,
there's more.
it's the
Oh wait,
whole
there's
thing,
and I was
yeah.
like, holy crap. But then I was also like, I'm in New York and I'm in the
Yeah.
final
You're doing it.
callback.
Like you're
So like there's no turning back.
Right.
So something just like took over and I was like, wow, I killed that. Like for someone who is not a dancer, you know, I killed that. And then I felt really, really good about the songs and the scenes. And there were like everyone was on that panel. It was crazy. I don't know about you, Matt, but I remember like
Were you at the
I'm
same
like-
dance call, Matt? Or
No.
No.
Ours were pretty, they were like months apart almost.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
But like Max Martin was on the panel and all of the producers, and I was like, not this. I was like
And you're like
singing these songs and doing these scenes in front of like the writers and Max and produce. Like I was
Yeah.
like, this is wild. But I think that was like the motivation. It was
Right.
like, well, there's absolutely no turning back, so I might as well just leave it all.
Right.
how
All in
close
there.
was that to like the run?
That was maybe January
Oh, like
of
that early, let's say.
January of 22,
And it was during the summer, I think.
and then we started rehearsals like end of May.
May.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
So a long time.
So yeah, it was crazy.
We have to tell you about our favorite Brandon Antonio choreography moment from and Juliet. It actually made it to our 100th episode ranking list, and it's your sign choreography when Juliet's on her way to Paris. You are the happiest sign holder I've ever seen in my life, and we're obsessed with it.
Which is so funny because that got cut.
I know. When we saw it on Broadway, we're like, where's the
what?
signs? Where are the signs?
No, I
They
remember
were
that.
so funny.
During
I love that
Showtime,
you
they
know
were like,
that.
they were like, just groove with the sign, and I went.
No, everyone's agreeing with the sign, but we're like,
But you were extra
You're
grooving
right.
with the sign.
Of
Yeah.
course. It was like you have to make it a moment.
We love it.
but yeah, we were devastated when we saw it on Broadway. We're like, this was cut. Like
I know.
What a moment.
so many things.
Let's move to Broadway. So you were both in the
Wait,
ensemble.
Matt, did you get to tell us
sorry.
your audition story? Like,
It's kind of similar to Brandon ways, but then mine, the wait was much longer. Like we started the audition around like December, January when the self tapes were going, and then we go in the room and then we're asked to dance, send a dance video, this and that, another tape. I had then another sort of Zoom call to do more scenes or songs, I forget, but then there was this like couple months where I was like, oh my god, like that's it, like I did all that, and you know I'm not what they want, because I was, because when you don't hear, we all like, I feel like everybody does that, where they like contact their agent, they're like, hello, like is there any updates, and they're like the classic like, if we know we'll tell you, but So then, my agent reached out and they were like, we're sort of still figuring out like coverage. Like we're not
Mhm.
sure.
Mm.
We're not sure. Like we don't know. Like there's no answer. And I was like, you know what? It's done. It's over. And in my personal life, simultaneously, I was going through like hell. Like I was going through a breakup. I was cast in this film, and they cut my part to basically like background, and then I got this other role. I was supposed to be in this movie with Mila Kunis, and I was supposed to be like her boss's assistant that fires her, and I was like, "This is it. It's my big break." And then I got 2 COVID tests and then 2 fittings and weeks of prep, and then the day before at 3 PM, they went, "Sorry, we rewrote the scene, like, your character doesn't exist anymore. We're so sorry, like, you're dead." And I went,
Ugh.
"Great." And then I'm not hearing from Aunt Juliet. I'm like, I'm actually, like, in hell. So anyways, I was going through really the worst time, and then finally, after years of not, working in COVID, I booked this musical in Calgary, and I was also like a little bit like walking away from musical theater at the time. Like I was kind of like
Mm.
more into film and TV, and
Mhm.
because I was like the traveling and living out of a suitcase in Canada, like it's just like a lot. So I was like, I need to just like feel at home. So anyway, I got this part, and my agent was like, just do it. Like they just want a quick video of you, whatever. Did it, got the part, and then all to say, like this is now like beginning of April, and just so you know, like
Mm.
where I'm at this point, we're starting
Mm.
in May, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on a Wednesday, I found out that I got this part, and by like let's say like the first week of April, and then by that following Monday, I'm starting my contract in Calgary. So then I was like, great, like I have a few days to pack and whatever. The next day, my agent calls me, which is Thursday now, and she's like, "Hi, Angelia just called me. They want to talk to you, and they want you to fly in, for the final callbacks on Wednesday." I'm starting my contract on
On
Monday, and I
Wednesday.
was like, "You're
Oh my
kidding?" And
god.
she was like, "So she's like, so you have to let go of this job that you got finally." For a callback, and I was like, I'm going to the callback, like, I'm going to New York, like,
Mm.
Yeah.
are you kidding? Like, I don't care, like, sorry,
Yeah.
Calgary, love you, like, XO, I'm out. So
Calgary
so
will always be there. It's okay.
exactly. So then, anyway, like, my agent handled me backing out of a job 3 days before, and, like, so sorry, shout out to her, and then I flew to New York, didn't tell anybody, went there, got there on Wednesday, did the whole problem. At this part, there's just like me and other first May covers. Like it's like we're
Mm.
all just like we all sort of also look alike in a way. And there was like me and other me's around me, and like we're all doing problem. But
Classic.
they all knew it and I didn't. So I was like, oh my God, like SOS. And then literally, like Brendan said, like something clicked in my brain. I was like, this effing role is mine. Like everyone,
You're like, the power
I
of Ariana Grande will get me through
no
this.
beyond. I was like, I'm so sorry to all of you. Like I'm taking this. Like this
Mhm.
mine, and
Especially as a Canadian. Like
Mm.
being
especially as a
Canadian, being
Canadian.
asked to like fly there.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, they must
100%.
actually be serious about this.
Right.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And I also was like, this is my first time flying to New York for any audition. First time in this like this whole environment, and everyone
Mhm,
sort of
mhm.
is like knows each other. And I just was like, I was just turning off the noise, and I was like, I will freak out about this tomorrow. Like I need to lock in, and I, you know, dare I say, fucking killed it. And then I left, and I called my agent. I was like crying. I was like, that was it. Like I feel I just left it all. If it's meant to be, it's
Mm.
meant to be. Like I feel great. And literally 2 days later, my agent calls me, and then that's when they go, okay, they want to get on Zoom with you to tell you yes or no. And I was like, oh my God. Anyway, and then right
We're
when I
gonna
found
Zoom to tell
out,
you no. That's rude.
I
Like,
know that's crazy.
I know, could you
And then
imagine?
couple days after that, we were sent like emails and whatever. And I think a week after that or so, it was like they sent out the sort of cast list just as like for just the company only. And I saw
Mhm.
Brendan's name. And
Mhm.
like that's when I was like, oh my God, thank God. Like I was
Oh,
like,
so
I was just
you
and
knew each
Yeah,
other?
we did
did,
Mamma
yeah, go
Mia
ahead.
together.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Yeah.
Years
In
prior.
Saskatchewan
Yeah.
is when we first met each other.
Saskatchewan. Wow.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we hadn't worked together or
Oh
even
my
seen each other
God.
since.
No,
And
since,
you
yeah.
know, So yeah, when I saw your name, I literally messaged them right away, and I was like,
Yeah.
no,
No, I was
freaking
freaking out.
But
Yeah.
that's so sweet that you've been able to do this entire journey together. Like that's so
Yeah.
nice.
Are there
Wow.
other Canadians on the cast, or like in that original cast,
Yeah,
or
there
was
was
it
Bobby Pocket Horner.
okay?
Yeah, one of the ensemble members
Yeah,
playing
so there were 3 of
Rumor.
us.
Yeah, there were three of
Oh
Mm.
us.
wow.
Just three. Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the
Okay.
story-ish.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Love.
Love it.
Now let's move to Broadway. So as you were
Yes.
both saying, you were in the ensemble understudying principal tracks. Take us back to the time when you got the call that you were making your principal Broadway debut.
Whoa.
I mean, yeah, I think you went first. Yeah.
I think, yeah, mine was very shortly after opening, like if not the show right after opening. I kind of forget now, but
Oh my God.
yeah, it was
Wow.
like, and it was before put-ins, before all that. Mind you,
Wow.
like I did the role like a few
I
times in
saw you do it
Toronto.
here actually one
Oh my
time. Yeah. Yeah.
God, yay! Yeah, so I did it. So I obviously felt very comfortable with it already, but it definitely felt very surreal. But I think my biggest sort of like life is incredible and freaking out and crying and shaking was our first preview, like our first
Mm.
audience on Broadway. Like the fact that we like did a show on Broadway officially, like it was our
Yeah.
actual Broadway debut, like
Mm.
that to me, like May was great, but I
Mm.
feel like like that first performance in front of a Broadway audience that like is it like there's nothing like a Broadway
Mhm.
audience. Like it truly
Mm.
is like so like electric and special, and I just couldn't stop crying. Like I went home and I was just like I called my mom and I couldn't stop crying, and that was very special. May was fantastic. But to me,
That
like, May wasn't my role, right? So it just,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
my debut was very much, like, me in the role that I was cast in on stage for the first time on Broadway.
Right.
May was great too, but
that's kind of like touches on something we're gonna ask. Like, you performed Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the Tony Awards, you're on an original Broadway cast album,
mm,
you've met like superstars in pop music. Like, what has been sort of the biggest pinch me moment of the whole and Juliet journey?
um
I mean, we know.
Is it Ariana Grande?
Ariana Grande.
Well, yeah. Yeah, Brett and I were together for that. Yeah, Ariana Grande kind of being there. Honestly, but hand in hand with the Broadway
Mm.
debut though, I like that
Mm.
really was like I just truly like I there's no world that I imagined that day even happening. And I've said
Right.
this in a few times prior to this, but I feel like Brendan and I are very similar. Like even what we talked about with what we don't really we love musical theater, but
Mm.
we're not like it's not our whole lives, right?
Mm.
And I think from that end, like for me, Broadway was never a sort of like manifestation like on a piece of paper ever since I was 14. Like it wasn't
Mm.
that. Like it just to me, like I just wanted to work. I was like, I'm gonna act this all I want to do is just like act and perform, and that's my dream. The
Mhm.
fact that it happened was so incredible and magical and dreamlike, and that's why I still couldn't believe that it was actually real because I felt like, oh my god, like I couldn't even imagine this happening in the first place. So that was that. Ariana Grande was just
The cherry on top.
the cherry on it really was. Like it was
Seriously.
like in the end of like she showed
Mm.
up at the end of like year one um on Broadway, and it was so special, and I mean I could talk about that for a whole freaking episode, but it like
Bonus
truly
content.
yeah, yeah. It just really was so special and magical, and she was so sweet. She talked to every single person, made sure she was,
Mm.
like, meeting everybody, and I just, like, couldn't stop crying, and then she was like she knew my name, and she was
Mm.
she was like, "I love May, I love, like, you and your work, oh," and I was like,
Aw.
"I can't believe" like, also the fact that I was on was, like,
Mm.
so just, like, unreal, like, and
Yeah.
anyway, so that was
I
that.
saw she had everyone like sign her playbill because she
Yes.
was like she's a fan, like she's a Broadway
She's a
fan
fan.
more than
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Huge fan,
She's a
huge
fan.
Yeah.
Broadway nerd,
Mm.
but anyways, Brendan, what
Yeah.
you take this over.
Pinch me moment is the question, yes?
Yeah.
I mean, similarly to Matt, like I can't really pinpoint like a specific thing just because everything was so unreal. The entire journey was just like unbelievable. Because again, like, I mean, going to school for musical theater, blah, 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 you're obviously, you know, like, you're kind of taught to, you know, have goals and ambitions of, you know, like, whatever that work is, but, you know, like festivals or, you know, here in Toronto doing a Merva show or like Broadway, West End, whatever. And again, for me, like, I didn't really grow up my whole life doing theater or like being obsessed with Broadway. So it was never really something that I had my eye on. But I think when this show just like came into my life and I figured out like what it was, and it was a blend of theater and, you know, my favorite pop songs of all time, I was like, oh, like I have to do this.
Yeah.
So I think like actually booking it was like, that was the pinch me moment, was like, oh my God, like this is actually like the most perfect show designed for me. So booking it was like, wow, I can't believe this is actually happening.
Yeah.
And then I think because the journey of pre-Broadway and then Broadway was, it was just so nonstop. There was like no time to really like sit and reflect. So of course, you know, there were moments of emotion, you know, they would just hit you, you know, certain days, certain things. But I think like me leaving the show, my final performance was another like huge pinch me, because it was like solidified in that moment. It was like, okay, like this Broadway journey with this show is ending right now. And I was so overcome with emotion. And like, of course, like I was one of the first people, you know, to leave the show. And I think about that day all the time because I was just a wreck. And everyone was a wreck around me too.
Same,
like,
yeah.
It was so like so comforting just to know like how much of an impact that like they had on me, but also like that I had on them.
Yeah.
It's in this like show that was a like absolute dream come true. And pinch me moment again was, you know, booking Frankie here in Toronto, because that's it's after playing the role on Broadway, it was like I would love to do this again at home. So like my friends and my family and, you know, people can come to see it, and I can do it here, you know, like in the place that I grew up. So yeah, there's probably those moments.
It's actually so funny. I don't know, Steph, if you remember, but when Broadway was announced, and Brandon, we had talked to you twice before, we were like, this is such a match for Brandon because we know that you're a big Britney Spears fan.
Yeah.
So I feel like we were just so excited on your behalf that it's like, oh my God, Brandon's going to Broadway with this like show that we also love so much, and we can't wait to see what you're doing. So it was like exciting for us to see you go through that.
Oh, wild. It was so wild. And it like, even like we had a lot of say
like
in,
costuming
like, in our
and
costumes and our costumes. Like they really
That crop
wanted us
top.
to feel they wanted us to feel comfortable. They wanted it to feel like us, because, you know, obviously they had the costume plots from the West End that they were basing our costumes on. But like for me, I was like, oh no, like we're gonna go full like 90s Britney fantasy. Like I want all the crop tops, I want all the little shorts, I want like
now everyone has to wear those little shorts like you made.
I know.
It's your fault.
But the cabs are on display.
You know, I was like, there's no other like perfect moment to like live this fantasy.
I do feel like we're all probably like of a similar age in that Max Martin music was kind of like the soundtrack to our, you know, growing up, really. Like, I mean, even now, but, you know, from like 90s, early 2000s, you know, Britney, Robin, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, just all of that. And so to have this musical that like takes this music from like, that is so nostalgic to, I think specifically like our age group is, I don't know, it's very special to me.
Just keeping on the Max Martin train, what was it like to work with him? Was he in the room for, you know, rehearsals, like all the way through in Toronto to Broadway? Like, what was the experience like working with Max Martin? Which is like crazy that I can even like ask that question, you know, like it's so weird to say that.
I know. as a person, he's very kind, sweet, patient, very like a gentle energy. Like he's
Hmm.
very calm, like very and like when we all met him for the first time, like, I think we were all like, "Oh my God, like literally meeting a legend."
Yeah.
And he was just so sweet. Like kind of went around hugging and like shaking everyone's hand and getting to know everybody quickly, and then right away really got into work. Like it's like, and he was there for a lot of tech,
Nice.
listening to the sounds, like just like the effects of like the sound design of the show, but also very specifically like the singing and like giving notes to actors and making sure that everybody like sort of like represents the show slash his work properly in the best way for it to make the most sense like within the world of the show and also within the world that he's created, and to really like honor his work, I think, which was what a freaking gift. Like, are you kidding? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it just to
Mm-hmm.
be given a note vocally by Max Martin, like, hello, yes. So that was also like so many pinch me's. Like that was also like a oh my
Mm.
god, like, and
Just
then he
have him
was
in the room, like have him in his
yeah,
space, and
His
Yeah.
iconic hair.
his
His
yes, the
iconic hair.
hair, the hair.
So good.
I I also
Yeah.
think it speaks to like his good taste or like even his team that this is the pitch that they went with for kind of a Max Martin musical.
Mm-hmm.
Like because I
Mm,
know that they were shopping around for something and I feel like they took a leap with this storyline
Hmm.
versus more let's say like a traditional jukebox kind of, you
Like
know,
bio.
yes, by
totally.
exactly. Like they
Yeah,
were
yeah,
looking for
yeah.
something a little more fun, unique, and I think they like
Yeah.
really nailed it with David West Reed. I think like
Yes.
vision for what this
Totally.
is.
Yeah.
I think it just speaks to like he's got good taste or like a good team of like I don't know.
Yeah,
Totally.
I love it.
I think I remember
Mhm.
them saying like when they were talking about the creation, how they
Mm.
came to it, they were
Oh,
like thinking, "Oh my God, happy
Oh,
birthday!"
happy
every
birthday.
time. Oh, I don't know what it is.
Do it, do it.
I
Oh
love
yeah, I
it.
actually have many things. I don't know if that one will do it, but this one sometimes does it.
That's
Oh,
Okay, now it's not
Oh.
doing it.
oh
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
wow! Look at that.
cute.
it's a MacBook thing. I don't
Oh.
know.
But yeah, they were saying like I forget if it was like Max's music or the
Mhm.
whole Shakespeare world that came first,
Right.
but they
Right.
kind of like it was either one of those, and they were like, okay, who is like the Shakespeare of pop? Like who is the Shakespeare
Mm.
of music
Mhm.
slash like you know who is like the epitome of theater. It was one of those
Mhm,
kind of
mhm,
Mm.
conversations, and then
mhm.
that's how they came to the
Paralleling
the, the
Max
yeah the
Martin to
combo.
Shakespeare. No,
Exactly.
Wow.
I
They
I
agree.
were
I
they
see
were
really
it.
like
I
they were
see
like
it.
let's take like the two most like iconic art forms,
Mhm.
like
Mm.
creatives in their own
No, it's
worlds, and
smart.
let's bring it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it works
If
so seamlessly. It's
it's
insane.
It's
we
crazy.
I mean, like for anybody that's listening to this episode, like you can go back and listen to our and Juliet episode where we really like deep dive into the music of this, but we've talked about so many times on this podcast how these songs fit so well into the storyline.
Mhm.
Sometimes with a jukebox you're like, "Ooh, I don't know how that," and that got there.
Mhm.
That's a weird place for that. But this is such there's like successions of songs there that we talk about all the time that it's like hit after hit after hit after hit. And
Yeah.
yeah, it just like flows so nicely. And speaking of the hits,
Mhm.
if you could add one more Max Martin song to the score, what would it be?
Mm. My answer, I've heard this question before, and I
Mm.
always used to say, um, "Bang Bang" because it's
Mm,
just such a good,
what a
Yes.
banger.
Bang
right? And like
bang.
between like May and Juliet, the nurse, like it can be split up, but after Ariana Grande's like new album, like "We Can't Be Friends," I feel like
Oh
Mm.
yeah.
almost like an acoustic like version of that for May, right after Frankie leaves May, like at the end of the like week, like "What Do You Want From Me?" and like
Mm.
before Juliet comes in, like right there. I feel like that would be
A
like
touching
perfect,
emotional
you
moment.
Yeah.
know? Like really, really get into the depression of it all. But yeah, I feel like that would be really cute. But
I love that.
yeah.
Right.
Brandon?
I feel like in an alternate universe, um, "You Drive Me Crazy,"
Yeah.
Mm.
obviously a Britney
That's
hit.
good.
would be a
Yes.
good kind of, if they were to go back to the drawing board
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, I don't know what should be here. I think it would be a good like Kissed a Girl replacement, even though Kissed a Girl is obviously it's perfect.
Iconic.
Yes,
perfect.
I think that's like
The turntable,
But-
the
Juliet,
rising
the rise.
turntable,
If there was,
iconic.
like, if there was a B-side, if there was
Okay,
you know,
okay.
Yeah.
a thing, you drive me crazy. Like, come
That's
on.
good, that's good.
So
Come on.
good. It would be so good.
That's good. Do you have what's the song like you're most excited to sing this time around? For the audiences to see in Toronto this time.
Most excited. The whole show is so excited.
So
I
good,
don't
I
know. I think Domino is always like such a good sort of like a burst of energy at the beginning of the show to get really the vibe of what we're about to do. And it's giving a little bit like Dancing Queen energy, like on the bed, and like us really like bonding over that and like creating the friendship to really go to Paris and get the story started. So I think like Domino is always a really fun one,
Yeah.
and like it's also us kind of like warming up like for the vibes for the rest of the show. So that's like always really fun, and I'm doing it with like Vanessa and Julia and Sarah, who are just so like incredible and just so fun, and I just that's very special. So
Vanessa and Julia, both past guests here too.
there we go.
Yeah.
The whole cast just
Yeah, literally. And Brendan, for you?
I mean, Kiss a Girl is always just
So good.
beautiful.
So
I mean, obviously it's a very pivotal moment in the show, but like it's just so stunningly like staged and like designed to, like you guys were saying.
So pretty. Yeah.
The first time we saw it in first preview, when the rise happened, we screamed like crazy.
It's
so exciting.
It's such a beautiful moment in the show.
Yeah.
Love that, and I mean I make an appearance in it, but I don't sing in it. But I always can't wait for the audience to experience Blow for the first time.
Yes.
Because
Blow.
it's just again, it's so stunningly staged and crafted, and it's such a party, and there's literally no time to breathe. That it's just like, whoa, it's like sensory overload. It's just so exciting to see, because we can see the audience from the stage. We can see you guys. There's a lot of lights, but it's so,
there's a chandelier, there's
it's insane to see like how everyone is just like impacted by it and how they're just like on the ride for it. It's so good.
Blow. That whole like domino into like Show Me Love sequence. Into like Blow.
Crazy.
Just
it's such high energy.
Non-stop.
Well, now that we're back in Toronto, we need to know, was this offer only?
Like,
I'm screaming.
The energy we came in with.
You're like,
because like again, when it was announced that it was coming back and that Murphy was doing an all Canadian cast, we literally again first thoughts were like, Brandon, like what's happening?
No, like
here?
we thought of both of you. We're like,
honestly,
they have to come back.
So was this the case, or did you have to re-audition?
What was the journey?
You went to re-audition? No.
How do we answer this? With us.
So I think well, first of all, it was an offer only. Let's just like make that clear. It wasn't. I think that's just not necessarily like also who we are as people.
Right.
The show is so, like I said, the show is so specifically cast, and it is such a puzzle. Truly such a puzzle. Like the creative team always like does such an incredible work, and I actually don't even know how they do it because I can't even like think about that. But they do such an incredible work of figuring out this puzzle and really like finding out the math of it all. And every production is so different. Like for example, this production is unique because it has the entire original Broadway costumes like set, which is not the case anymore on Broadway. It also has the Broadway production of it all with the revolve and the lift and the house coming down and all of that. And then it also has the tour amount of ensemble members, meaning that the coverage is even more difficult to figure out because there's less people um,
Right.
in the ensemble. Therefore, it affects everybody, right? The swings
Mhm.
included and everything. So this one was harder to cast. And I've chatted with Susanna and like the creative team that was casting this, the associates, and it was a huge puzzle. Now, for us specifically, of course, they knew where we were, and Brendan left after year one, I left after year two, so they knew that we were back, and we were reached out during the process. We were reached out
Mhm.
to sort of come in, and also like it's
Mhm.
been a minute for Brendan, and it was still like a minute for me. Like it was like 3 months ish later after I left, and they just I think at the end of the day they wanted us to come in to sort of like do what we do and also
Mhm.
see like how we match with the rest of who they had.
Right.
And
Like how we
Right.
could fit into the puzzle.
yeah,
Right. Right.
and
Right.
and and I went in with a sort of like I would love to do this. It feels very full circle, and Brendan and I were talking a lot during that prime time. And if it was meant to be, great. If not,
Mhm.
I would have been like, you know what, like it's not personal. Like this is a whole new
Mhm.
cast, a whole new energy, it's a whole new show. So if it doesn't make sense for them to pick me, like, oh my god, like can't wait to support and love it because I've had my journey with it already, and
Right.
we were on Broadway, like so it's like
Hmm.
no one can take away the story that we've had. Now, if there's more story to tell with this show in our lives, fantastic. If not, that means that something better or something is meant to be for us. That's not this, and then when it turned out to be, then I like posted on my Instagram when I found out. I like
Mhm.
FaceTimed Brendan, and we were both like, "Oh my god!" Like freaking out. But yeah, I think it was like very much like we were both, if I can say so, we were
Mhm.
both very much down for whatever was meant to happen. But if they wanted us, we were both very much like, hell yes, like
On
let's do it.
board.
Yeah. Does that answer?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Any lessons from Broadway that you're bringing back home to Canada and to like the rest of your cast?
Yeah. Yeah. I think like I mean we had such an interesting experience of like having been players and in the ensemble and
Yeah.
covering roles.
Yeah.
Um and now, I mean, I see it as a privilege to
Mhm.
be able to focus on one thing because
Mhm.
like it was my first time in the ensemble, my first time ever understudying, and I was doing it on a Broadway stage. So it was like
Crazy.
it was a lot, it was
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
really hard. And now I feel like I can just kind of like breathe a little bit. And of course, I have the experience of doing the role before. But I've been open to discovering and stepping into it 2 years later because I'm not the same as I was 2 years ago.
Mhm.
But I think like one of the biggest things I'm like bringing back with me and like the energy I'm kind of bringing is
Mhm.
like if I need something, I shouldn't be afraid to speak up. And I think like both of us are trying to kind of really like instill that because it's such a demanding show,
Yeah.
physically, mentally, everything, that like we come first. Like yourself comes first,
Mhm.
because if you're
Mhm.
not getting everything that you need to put on a, a a great, honest, and like safe performance, like it has to be a conversation,
Mhm.
and that was
Mhm.
something that both of us realized,
Mm.
Mhm.
being in New York
I agree.
for that amount of time, is that
Mhm.
like it's hard, so you have to speak up for yourself.
Mhm.
Your characters obviously spend a lot of time together in this show, which I feel like is such a fun, unique experience for you both being friends. Is there a moment that you look forward to seeing the other person do?
Aw.
Oh, I know, that's what a sweet question.
Okay.
I mean,
Thank
mine is
you.
obvious.
Wait, tell
Singing,
me.
singing your little solo. I'm not a girl, not
Oh.
yet a girl,
Aw.
because
Mm.
it's such a stunning moment, and it's so intimate.
Yeah.
and it come like in succession. You know, it comes after so many big
Wild
spectacle,
Mhm.
high energy numbers, and it really is like it's like a laser focus into this scene. And like, yeah, you have, you know, some of it with Juliet, but it's like it's a moment for you.
Mhm.
And obviously knowing your journey with this role and with the song and with everything like that just makes it extra special.
Oh.
That was so nice.
So cozy.
Go for it now.
Oh my god, do me now, do me. Oh my god, I'm excited to. I feel like Brendan is obviously one of the most attractive, gorgeous, beautiful, godlike
Wow.
beauty person you've
Oh my
ever seen
God.
in your life.
Thank you so
But
much.
Brennan is equally hilarious. And I think that I'm so excited for like the audience to really like get to experience like just how charming and how funny Brendan is as Francois, like Frankie. Like he's just so good, like especially with the piano and the comedic timing with like all the scenes that he has with um, like Lance and Juliet and everybody around. So and equally my God, like heartbreaking and like what do you want from me and the shape of my heart. Like it's just and I feel very truly like oh my God. I'm getting
Aw.
but I just feel very lucky to sort of have been through this entire journey truly since like the second we booked it together to like now being on stage and
Yeah.
holding each other's hands and crying or laughing or singing or whatever and kissing. Like it's just it feels so also the kissing is like always very funny to me just because like I feel like Brett is like my brother. So I'm like
No, literally, right? Like
yeah.
it's just like, well, and especially like with intimacy now, like everything is so
Mhm.
choreographed. So like
Yes.
it
Yeah.
feels, you know, like
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's very structured in a way.
Mhm.
Um but yeah, and like I mean, what are the odds that like we've first of all booked this show together, but also like
Mhm.
we were both first covers of
I
these
know.
roles.
Mhm.
So like
It's like wild.
we got to rehearse like understudy
Everything.
rehearsals like
Right.
together, and like
Yeah.
now we get to do the show here as these roles together. Like it really is just so like, you know,
Mm.
full circle.
Yeah. That's such a unique experience that I feel like not many people can say that they get to have with such a good friend, you
Like
know? Like that's very
Exactly.
special. Yeah.
like
Exactly.
3 different runs now
I
together.
know.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I
Oh,
know.
that's so
Yeah.
Wow.
nice.
Okay, everyone, pull it together.
Literally.
Should we move to rapid fire?
Yeah, let's do
Should
a
we
rapid
finish this
fire.
off?
Oh my God,
Okay,
yes.
so
Rapid
we've done
fire,
this
oh
with
my
you
God.
before, Brandon, but we're gonna do this again. So this is personality test drive. Well, now I feel like we shouldn't even ask this first question because we know that they're not musical theater
Not even.
people.
Oh,
Oh my God, you guys still
you can
ask,
still ask it.
please.
You can still ask it.
What is your road trip cast recording? If you were to put on a cast album, what would it be?
Wicked.
Okay.
I was gonna say Wicked, or this is a weird take, but I actually did on a road trip. Me and my partner listened to Next to Normal because it's
Mm.
just so. It's. I mean, I had recently
I
done it, and he
know.
was like
Yes, I
obsessed
know.
with it. So
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's it's heavy
Yes.
for a
It is
road
heavy.
trip, but we did Wicked Next to Normal for sure.
Wow. What a pairing. Okay, do you have a movie you would turn into a musical?
You were just talking about this. You have to say it.
Wait, no, I forgot. What did I say?
I'm like, I was about to do this.
I know. I'm like, text me.
What is that?
No, we're doing
The
charades.
mahi mahi.
Oh. House Bunny, the musical.
Oh,
you guys.
Wow.
You know, a comedy.
I know, but it's just so good. Like I'm thinking about all the makeovers, all the different characters, like female roles, like up the wazoo. Like, come on, like it's
Nice.
So
just
good.
like I'm obsessed, and like the sorority and like the House Bunny
Mm.
house, like the Playboy Bunny house. Anyway, I think
Yeah.
it'll be genius.
It's
Oh.
giving Legally Blonde, but
Yes.
yes.
Giving Legally
Very,
Love.
very,
Yeah.
but
Like-
it worked for Legally Blonde, so I feel like it could work for
Yeah.
House
I think tonally that could be really funny.
Yeah.
Bunny. Right?
Brandon?
Wow, that is really, really hard. I feel like I've thought about this before, but I cannot even think of anything right now.
That's okay.
You know what? I feel like I could see like off Broadway
Mhm.
if they turned like the scary movie franchises
Oh,
Wow.
I
like a
mean,
into,
parody.
yeah, like a full parody, kind of like Evil Dead esque
Mm.
Yes.
type thing,
yeah.
like just
Okay.
so overly campy. Also, I
Yeah.
just love the scary movie franchise.
Yeah, it's fun.
And I love horror, so I think that would be sick.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Um, love it. Do you have a favorite costume that you've worn?
Like in career, like in life.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
ever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Honestly,
whatever.
like I love my May costume, like the last one for the bows, the white one
Mhm.
with the little skirt and the off the shoulder situation and the
Yeah.
tiara.
Mhm.
Like it's so ethereal. Like it's so beautiful.
Mhm.
Like I that one I think has to be number one. So pretty.
So stunning.
Hmm.
Um, I think my favorite costume was probably my Kissed a Girl outfit in as Richard in the
Mhm.
ensemble, because it was like a denim vest, a cropped jersey, little
Mm.
Mhm.
shorts, and then I had this like, I think it was, I forget what like the inspo was for it, but it like ended up being like this like little like skirt like flowy moment attached to a belt that I really just got to
Mhm.
like whip around and have fun with, and it was just like, it was like the perfect costume for me. It was like equally sporty but sexy, and like
Yeah.
Hmm.
it was amazing. I loved it.
Those are great.
I think we maybe know the answer to this, but a character that you've played that's most like you.
May. I think May, yeah. May is probably the closest. Just like story wise and just like
Mhm.
life experience wise too. And the bathroom
Yeah.
scene, been there, done that. So
Mhm.
Right. I mean, not to be basic, but I think Frankie, which is actually
Mhm.
really, um it makes me so happy because I, again, like I was saying before,
Mhm.
like I knew nothing about this character. I didn't really know
Mhm.
his arc. I like, when I found out about the show and then saw, the role of Romeo, just like naturally my because of,
Mhm.
my career at that point and like what I thought was, for me at that point, I was like, that
Mm-hmm.
is probably where I'd be put.
mhm,
Um, and I was very thankful to also cover that role on Broadway. So I got to play
Mhm.
in that as well and like really live in that. But I think it's been like such a privilege to discover and play Frankie because there's so much like depth and meat to him. And like it's like Matt was saying, it's like I've never really had a role that I could like play up the comedy this much.
Mhm.
And
mhm.
like I
So funny.
haven't done really like a lot of shows or roles that allowed me to kind of like step into that vibe. So it's been really nice to like have that challenge and have that experience of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And again, similar journey of him, figuring out what he wants from his life, who he is as a person. Yeah.
Great. Love it.
Okay, where is your favorite spot to sit in the theater? Where should people sit to see Anne Juliet?
Oh, like in the audience. I thought you meant like
Yeah.
backstage. Um,
There too. Also there.
Where's your comfort
In the
place?
wings.
in the wings. This theater I don't know yet. I
I
will let you
know.
guys know soon. In the audience. Oh my God. It depends, I think. It depends on what you wanna experience. If it's
Where
your
would you put
first
like your parents? Where would you make them sit?
Mm.
well, my mom was always front row, which I hate. Like all she does is just sit in the front center and cries the whole time. So I'm like,
Oh, that's
stop.
so sweet.
But like love her. But I think if it's your first time seeing it, like if you want to like, I think because of the amount of like confetti and the wow factor of it all,
Yeah.
like I'm not
Mhm.
gonna ruin the magic, but like there's a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
I think like in the orchestra, like really like center, like not to be like center, but
Mhm.
truly like the center of the orchestra, like
Mhm.
is the
Yeah.
best because you're a little bit back. You can see the whole thing, but you can also experience the magic of it all that's like happening in front of you. I think after that's done, if you were to come back, I would sit for sure like on the balcony or the
Mm.
mez, like just so you can see the show like a little bit from above, so you can see the formations and like all the
Yeah.
technical things happening, which is
Mhm.
so interesting and intricate and just like as fascinating as like the confetti of it all.
Mm.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think.
that's good.
Yeah, I would say agreed. I would
Yeah.
say like because the show is so big, like
There's so much
I would
happening.
love to like take it all in. So I would say
Mhm.
like maybe like one of the first few rows of like the balcony or mezz,
Mhm.
whatever the theater allows. Or yeah, like one of like close orchestra, so you can feel like you're almost like immersed in it.
In
You're
it.
almost like a part of it.
Mhm.
I want
Like,
to be close
we
this time.
not to say,
Yeah.
but you know, we're returning for our 5th and 6th time, and we actually would love to be in the front row so we can scream for
We
you
can
You
guys.
Hell
boy
yeah.
band. We're like we're in our like
Yeah,
the boy
when-
bands.
You must.
When this
We wanna
moment
fangirl.
happens, we want to be fangirling for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
So if
Who
Mervish
can
is
we talk
listening,
to?
we'd love to sit in the front
Sue.
No, literally.
row.
At Burbank.
A favorite show that you've never seen?
Ooh, favorite show that I've never seen a production of.
Yeah. So like maybe you're obsessed with the cast recording, but you've just never seen a production.
Oh,
of it.
Hamilton.
music.
I've never seen it.
Hamilton. Wow.
Yeah.
Never seen it. I know, but I saw it on the you know
On Disney
Plus.
Disney Plus, like literally everybody. But
But
I
to
know
be in
I've
the room
never
is
like
so
seen
different.
it. I know I've never. I want to, but I've never. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
I'm trying to think of a show that I haven't seen that I like the music of. This is a hard question for people who don't
I know.
know.
Was there anything when you were in New York that was playing at the same time as you that you never got to?
You know what I did want to see?
Mhm.
I really wanted to see Sunset Boulevard.
Oh
The latest
wow,
one.
we saw
Yeah, it was
it.
good. It was very good.
Because
It was crazy.
because of the hype, you know. I
Yeah.
honestly I heard mixed things in general, but like
We loved it.
because
Yeah,
of
we
the hype
enjoyed.
and just because of like the power that it like had over the community for a bit.
Yeah.
I would have killed to see that.
Also,
Yeah,
the power of
experience
Nicole Scherzinger
The
was.
power of Nicole
I mean,
Scherzinger.
come
Oh
on.
my god, the standing O's.
The power of previous Romeo, Tom Francis.
Yeah.
The power.
Right?
Correct.
Wow.
Yes.
Of,
That's a good one.
okay. Do you have a guilty pleasure musical? Do you feel guilt about?
About listening to
Guilt.
Mhm.
a guilty pleasure musical.
No. I don't feel guilty about a lot of things, but
We've had a lot of Mean Girls said as this
lot of Mean
answer
Girls.
before.
Oh, Mean Girls.
no, I couldn't get through that. I'm so
Thank
sorry.
you. Thank you.
I'm so sorry. Shout out to everyone who's involved. Love you.
Right.
Happy for you.
But
It
like
just
not for me.
not for May. But I am a huge fan of a classic, Legally Blonde. I just think that that
Yes.
is a prime example of turning a movie into a musical, and it's like 100% A plus. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
Agree.
I have yet to see another one that hits as hard as Legally Blonde musically. That makes as much sense. Like everything else has been done, like whatever, but nothing has hit for me. Like I've been like,
Yeah.
oh my
in the
god, this
same
is
way.
so good, and I'm waiting for another one. But Legally Blonde is always just like
I would classify that as a guilt. Not for me guilty, but like
Yeah.
a guilty
yeah,
pleasure
like
musical.
guilty pleasure. Because some people might be like, I don't know, man.
Snooty.
Yeah, it's like not
Mhm.
deep musical. I don't know,
Right.
whatever they say, but I love it. So yeah.
I would again like not really like guilty pleasure, but
Mhm.
like I love a Disney musical, and I've never seen The Little Mermaid, and I love the Little Mermaid movies, of course. And I would
Good
just love to see
one.
I would love to see a production of it.
Me
The music
too.
is
Because
pretty
there's so
good.
many ways to do it. Like you can either like they can fly, or like they did the freaking
The Heelys.
yeah, the
Rollerblade.
Heelys.
Yes.
Crazy. But like again, like the music is so nostalgic and like it's so
Yeah.
beautiful that I think it would be like
Yeah.
stunning to see a production of it.
I agree.
Yes, agree.
And finally, a dream project that you would love to work on together.
Oh.
Whoa.
It doesn't have to
Or
be
your-
theater. It could be anything.
Oh my god. It can be anything.
Wait, this is hilarious. We literally just said this as we were leaving yesterday. Could you imagine me and Matt having our own podcast?
Wow. I
I
mean,
know.
Oh, really coming for our brand? No, I'm kidding.
No, no.
Like, could you imagine? Oh, trust me.
No, it would be
wouldn't
so
be musical
good.
theater.
No, it wouldn't be. But when
We
this
listen
happens,
now.
we expect to be guests on the
okay, we need to
podcast.
come on.
No, exactly.
Absolutely.
You guys would be guests. We literally have not, like, we just said this in passing as we were leaving yesterday. We were like, oh my God, could you imagine if we had a podcast? We said, LOL, okay, bye. But like, now that like,
I
I'm
can
actually
tell you,
thinking
it
about
doesn't take much to start. You already
It
have a
would be-
microphone, Matt, so you're ready to go.
There you
Right?
go.
But that would be, I mean,
That'd
no
be
matter
really
what
fun.
the content or whatever was, like, that would be hilarious. I
Mhm.
feel.
Mhm.
I'd
Wow.
listen.
I can't think of like, and like if I had to pick a show, I'm like I can't think of. I'll go with the podcast because I can't think of because I feel like our
Right.
lives have been so and Juliet that like I
I
can't even
know.
think of
And, like,
something else right now.
cheesy, but like, I mean, we're
Mhm.
you know, this
You're
is
doing this
almost
right
like
now.
like our kind of like finale moment, like with this show, you know,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
it's just a dream to be able to do the show here
Yes.
with you after this entire journey that we've been on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So crazy.
Love
Mm.
it.
Wow.
Before we actually go, I just need to point out that I watched the Jonas Brothers Christmas movie, and someone in this podcast right now was the star of the opening scene in the front row. Brandon, I have to know. Did
It's
you know
not
the song
me.
in advance, or did they make you learn the song?
No, okay, so they made us learn. I had
Because
no
you were so
idea.
passionately singing that
Well,
song.
I had no idea what this even was. I'm glad you're asking this question though.
Like,
Thank you.
clear the air,
I'm a
clear
Jonas
the air.
Brothers fan,
It
so
was-
I actually need to
I haven't
know.
seen this, so I'm very confused.
I
was a
sent Steph a clip
very-
of you yesterday.
It was a very last minute thing. My agent was like, "Hey, they need singers for the Jonas Brothers movie." I was busy. I was doing something. I was like, I don't have time to like sing something and film it to you. And he was like, I can just use like one of like your previous, you know, like anything that you've sung before, like a pop song for an audition that you
Wait,
filmed.
so you had to audition for this?
Yeah.
With your singing voice is what Tara I think is shocked
Yeah,
about.
so I was confused, right? Because I was like, oh, they're casting singers. So I got the
Yeah.
breakdown and I was like, oh, maybe they need like backup singers, you know, like on the
Yeah.
stage, maybe they need
Sure.
whatever. So like they need
Right.
to know that like I can actually sing.
Yeah.
Whatever. So he sent them a tape of me singing, and then he was like, great, you booked it, go to your fitting, do this, whatever. And then I got there the first day and I was like, I don't get it. And I met the other singers and I was like, oh, it just like came to me that I was like, I think maybe we're just like super fans that like need to know the song. So like not everyone is
Yeah.
just like this in the crowd. Like you need people like mouthing the actual words because they sent us the lyrics, you know, there were no sides or anything. There was just lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
And you weren't like
And,
rehearsing singing it.
No.
No.
Yeah,
okay.
there was no music rehearsal. There was no nothing. So I was like, oh, okay, we're like, it's giving like featured background.
You're you're a glorified extra, is what
Yes,
you are. Yeah.
exactly. And I was like, but you know what? I'll take it. I'll take the
I was watching this movie, and this was before I saw you post it. I was like, oh my god, that's
Yeah.
Brandon.
I was like, I'll take the actor credit. I'll take the whatever. Like,
Yes.
like give it to me.
Yeah.
You know how to be a fan. You know how to be at a concert. Like this is made for you. I think.
Easiest 2 days of
Front row at a Jonas Brothers
Front
concert in the middle
row. We
of
had to-
February, I think.
We had to be there for their sound check, so we got like a little like mini
Wow.
concert
That's
from
fun.
them. But it's funny you asked this because on my second day of filming, I was sitting in my trailer.
Your trailer.
Yeah, I was sitting in my trailer, and that's when I got the call that I booked Anne Juliet, Toronto.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Wow.
I was
That's
sitting, I was just like
exciting.
waiting to like go on set. I'm like I don't know, watching TikToks or something, and then my phone rang, and then
Wow,
yeah, it
you'll
was
always
official.
remember that day being at a
Right.
Jonas Brothers concert for their weird Christmas movie. I love
Yeah.
that.
You,
Wow.
Andrea Martin, like
Yeah,
So
so
many
many
people.
icons. Will
So many
Ferrell,
people.
icons.
So crazy.
That's really
funny.
funny. We were gonna talk about Wicked, but Matt, we can't talk about it because you haven't seen it yet. So we'll have to save.
I
this
mean,
for a
I
different
know what
day.
happens, but
No, I
yes,
know.
I know. Like
But we kind of just did a
Go in.
temperature check with Brandon before we started recording, and he had a higher temperature than we did. So
I think so.
Yes.
think. But I also think it needs some time to settle. Like, it's jarring to see it the first time.
Totally. And I felt that way the first time with the,
Yeah.
the first part. I was like, I need
Yes,
to see it
we
2
did
or
too.
3 more
We did.
times.
Yeah, I think when I walked out of part 1, I was hysterically crying and being like, "Did I hate that?" So yeah, that was
Right.
that was
I
how
think
I
we
felt.
feel better now about that. So maybe.
I
Yeah.
promise you I'll be crying. That's one thing I'll promise.
Yeah.
I also
Yeah.
promise you that you'll be crying at certain moments,
Mhm.
but yeah, maybe, you know, when we see you hopefully on the red carpet for Anne Juliet, we can talk to you about
We'll
it.
talk
Yes.
about it.
Yes. Are you
I-
guys going to be like interviewing and
I
We
think we're
hope
gonna
so.
try
Yay.
to.
We
Yes.
hope so.
So
So
we can't
come
wait
talk
to
to
see you
us.
again. Yeah, come over to
I-
us.
We
My
will.
yes.
my one last pitch is
Yeah.
anyone at Mervish is listening. We attended both 6 sing-alongs, and Anne Juliet needs to have sing-along
sing-along.
performances.
Oh, they
100%.
It
will.
needs to happen. We need to be there. Like, can we host it? Like, can we?
Right.
You
We're just-
should, honestly.
You should.
We went to both ones
Please.
at 6 and just like cried the whole time
Oh my
because
God,
it
it
was
was
so good. And
Yeah.
I just want to scream Max Martin
Yeah.
music.
I
Yeah.
love the
Lungs.
sing-along shows. They're actually really,
Did
They're
you-
really
so
fun.
fun.
Did you get to do them? The
Yeah.
sing-along Anne Juliet shows?
Yeah.
Or not
It
Anne-
was.
yeah.
Yeah. It was. It's. I think. No, I mean I'm gonna get some hate for saying this, but I just say like I wish every show was a
No.
sing-along, just because it's so nice to get the support and the love. Like everyone's so into it,
Of
and
course.
Yeah.
it almost like works really well with this show.
Yeah.
You know,
People
it's
like know
Yes.
these songs like
yeah,
so well.
I love it.
No, I really want to do a sing-along one. So like, who do we talk to? Who do we make this happen?
Don't you worry. We'll put in the good word.
Please.
Yes, yeah.
Please. And
Yeah, we
then
have
we'll be
direct
there.
lines, so this is it. Where can people follow you both if they want to see what you're up to?
All my handles are Matt Raffy, so at Matt Raffy on literally whatever you find on Google. Yeah, Instagram, the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Brandon_Antonio.
_
I've had to. I wish it could just be normal, but they're always taken.
He was
Always
taken.
Damn.
And then
Wow.
TikTok, I'm trying to be more active on because I know it's the new thing. But
You had a huge moment like a couple years ago on TikTok.
I did,
feel.
but what's funny is that I created a new account for myself, like a personal account,
Right.
and then my old account, which was like the viral, like Arthur one,
Yeah.
LOL.
Oh my god.
I got
forgot
locked out
that.
of because it's a different phone number than I have now, so I
Oh,
can't
no.
like verify it. So
Sorry, the
it's
genuine
just-
shock on all of our
I know.
faces was comedy for that.
You
was
can't
just-
access the Arthur viral account.
It's somewhere
Iconic.
in the internet.
Wow,
You know.
that's
Okay.
horrible.
It was a time. It was a moment in time.
Okay, so what's your
It
new
was a
TikTok?
It is Brandon Martin Antonio,
Great.
my full name, which is
Your full-
I don't even
That's
know.
crazy
bold
putting
of
that
you.
on the
Yes,
very,
security.
Bold.
very
Very
bold.
bold.
But that's it.
Oh yeah, Matt, you
Wow.
have TikTok too.
I didn't
We
even know
follow
what my
you.
handle was.
We
Oh,
follow
it's Matt
you.
Raffy. I wasn't wrong. Okay, great.
Amazing.
Same handle.
Just basic. We love
Brandon and I are
Please.
gonna make a lot of TikToks coming
Please.
out.
We
Please
can't
do.
wait.
Once
Yeah.
we start the costumes, we'll get
Yeah.
into the whole TikTok about.
Yes.
Amazing. And for everybody that's listening, Anne Juliet is playing at the Royal Alex Theatre right here in Toronto until May, right now.
It's
but
gonna be May.
don't wait. It's gonna be May. But don't wait to get your tickets and go see it once a month, every month.
That's like my
we want to
plan
do.
monthly. Just like to like
Yeah.
lift my spirits.
Yes,
A monthly and
That is
Juliet.
a great idea.
Yeah. Why not? But thank you both so much
I know,
for
thank
joining
you,
us.
thank you.
Thank
It was so fun
you.
to talk to you, and we cannot wait to see this production. So congratulations on
Thank you
this
so
run
much.
as well.
Thank you.
Thank
guys
you. It's
so
always such a
much.
pleasure, you guys.
Oh,
Thank you for having us.
you.